Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, on Thursday, October 6th, the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, together with the UN ambassador and other stakeholders, had a meeting aimed at dealing with the issue of drought in the country. And currently, as we are speaking now, about 29 counties out of 47 are affected by drought. That's more than a half. And more than 48 sub-counties are grappling with the feeding hungry Kenyans. And then, over 4.3 million Kenyans are facing starvation, according to the statistics. That is the current situation in the country as we are speaking now. And what has caught my eye, and of course many Kenyans' reaction, is the suggestion that was given by Rigathi Gachagua. Because according to Gachagua, he's suggesting that giving hungry Kenyans cash is better than relief food. This is a suggestion coming from Rigathi Gachagua. And then this one made me to ask a question. Is Rigathi Gachagua trying to contradict President William Samoei Ruto? Or what does he mean? Because the other day, we saw the president flagging of food relief to go to those drought counties and the most affected counties in this country. Gachagua was at the State House and the president flagged off the food reliefs. But then he came to this meeting and he suggests that cash is better than food relief. So at the first place, why were they flagging food relief rather than giving the cash? Because you can see the president here flagging the relief food. So it means these people are going to get some food. But then Gachagua has his own reason why he believed that food relief is not the best way to go, rather than sending cash to the affected people. And this begs the question on what Odinga was talking about, the Social Protection Fund. Is Gachagua trying to implement Odinga's manifesto in the Kenya Contract government, or what is happening? Now we are continuing with the panel discussion, but just a quick request. You might be watching, but you're not yet subscribed. So my humble request, please consider subscribing so that another time, once you release a video like this one, you will always get notified. Again, to all our channel subscribers and anyone who drop comment, I must say thank you so much for your unconditional support. Then I'm requesting you to give our video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend our videos to more viewers. Back to our discussion. Now, when Odinga was campaigning, he never talked about giving people food reliefs. Because we know we have areas in this country which always face drought, severe drought. Their animals will die, and people cannot just afford food. But to solve that problem, Raila had a suggestion, and this was starting even in these other areas where we have vulnerable families, because we have families that cannot afford to put 2 meals on the table. Even single meal. People go hungry. People sleep on an empty stomach. Raila had a plan to cushion such people with some little amount he was referring to as Social Protection Fund. Kitu alikuwa anasema baba care. And most of Kenya people were criticizing that fund. I remember even the immediate former Speaker of the National Assembly was criticizing that Raila is trying to copy from US from what they were referring to as Obamacare to Babacare. But Raila had a reason why he was not suggesting to give food relief to this family rather than giving that cash. Because there was a clear plan on how they will register these people and how they are going to get this money on a monthly basis, so that this money will not land in the hands of the wrong people. But I can tell you, with what Rigathi Gachagua is suggesting here, then this money can easily land in the hands of wrong people. And this might just turn out to be another scandal, because the money might land just in the hands of cartels. These things have happened here in Kenya and even in Uganda. Because I remember during the COVID-19 relief, the funds that were distributed at the end of the day landed in the hands of the officials who were distributing that money. So if you are targeting 1 million people, it ends up reaching to just 500,000, and the other money goes to these people who have been given the responsibility to do the distribution. So cash transfer for a short time, to me, is the worst thing ever you could think to do. It is wrong. Here in Kenya, can you tell me how many people were reached with the COVID-19 money to cushion the vulnerable in this country? The money ended up in the wrong hands. That is the situation. So, these regions and those people who have been affected with the drought, the only way to solve that problem is by identifying this community properly, the proper research. And then they get registered so that they can now get the cash Gachagua is talking about. And in that way, they will be implementing the 6,000 Social Protection Fund. But hii mambo ya short period hapo naanza kutumia watu kwa pesa na M-Pesa kwa simu. No. Not even hardly a quarter will get that money. This money will land in the hands of cartels. Gachagua has a good suggestion, but this suggestion need a proper analysis to be done on ground so that this family will be identified properly. So what we can say is that finally, Kenya Kwanza is trying to implement the Azimio Manifesto. Just hapa campaign imeisha, and you can see where people are heading to. They are now implementing Azimio, because what Gachagua is suggesting, actually, it is what was in Azimio Manifesto. So this confirms that what they were selling to the electorate, maybe it is not working. And we will give them time. Because someone will say they just took office the other day. Look on how they are solving the issue of hunger as of now. Instead of giving subsidy, the way Uhuru had done, they cut off the subsidy and bring the fertilizer. But then even the fertilizer they brought here, it is not cushioning the farmer. Because instead of reducing the price, actually, the price increased. I was doing in another video, and I explained very clear, going with the figures that Uhuru offered in April this year, when the CS for Agriculture, Peter Munya, was giving the subsidy. Go and check. Whatever Jubilee government offered was better than what Kenya Kwanza government is offering. So who gave subsidy? Is it Ruto or Uhuru? So definitely, even they are not cushioning the farmer. The price did not change. They simply just came out to announce those figures so that it will be seen as if they are doing something. But Kenyans are doing research online, and that's why we can tell you there was nothing like subsidy. So, with this suggestion, we can say that there are so many things that Kenya Kwanza government promised, but seemingly they might not happen. They will need to borrow a leaf and reach out to Raila Odinga. They need to borrow a leaf and reach out to President Uhuru Kenyatta so that they can now implement something that seemingly will cushion Kenyans. But if not, if this is the direction we are going, and you see even, they are now touching on everything, GMO, seed, and soon it will be GMO food and other many things. That is the situation we are in now. So, there's no any other way we can describe what Gachagua has suggested, but it is clear, borrowing from Raila Amolo Odinga's manifesto. Thank you so much. Let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation. See you in our next video.